press I to inset, and again P to separate, and you will see you now have these nice panels. Hey everyone, welcome to my new tutorial. Today we are going to create this iconic stylized London phone booth, and I really hope you will enjoy this one. And if you do, please don't forget to leave that like. And if you're new to the world of 3D and Blender and you want to learn in the fastest and most effective way, be sure to check out my courses. I carefully designed them to take you from beginner skills through low poly illustration all the way to full character illustration and textured environment. And we got a lot of skills there: hard surface modeling, a little bit of sculpting, it's all there. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description. Now let's jump right into empty Blender file, and first of all, let's select the light and press X and delete, and we'll make the use of the default cube. So just select it, tab into the edit mode, and press G, then Z and 1 to move this 1 meter up, because I want the origin point to stay at the bottom. And now just select the top 4 vertices and press G, then Z and move them up, and we're basically defining the proportions for the whole booth, just like this. And now let's tab out, and now press S to scale this down because it was 2 meters. So I think something like this should be enough, like 1.5, maybe a little bit smaller like this. But make sure you now press Ctrl A and apply that scale. Now let's tab into the edit mode, and with the top face selected, let's just right click and choose subdivide, and let's expand this and increase the number of subdivisions to something like this, like 6. And now let's go for face select the top face right here, and let's enable proportional editing, press G then Z, and now you can adjust this fall off with the mouse wheel, and just like this create this kind of curvature right here. And now let's look from the side by pressing 3 on a numpad, and press K for a knife tool, click here and hit C for cut through, and A to snap the angle, and confirm on the other side like this, and hit enter to confirm. And now let's go back to the side view by pressing 3 on a numpad, and let's enable X-ray view, and just select everything here on top and press P and enter to separate the selection. And now we'll do the same here at the bottom, press P and separate. So we're left only with these 4 walls in our object. So let's just select this one on the side, hold shift, select the one on the other side, and here as well, press X and delete faces. So this is what we have here. And now if you tab out, you will see this is a single object right there. And now we're gonna give it some modifiers. So let's turn off the X-ray view, and let's go to the modifiers, and let's add solidify. So I'll just write it down here and choose from the list. And if you go closer, you can see you can adjust the thickness here. So let's do something like this. And now let's add bevel modifier. So I'll just write bevel and choose from the list. And now let's increase the segments to 2. And in the geometry section, let's switch this to arc. And for the shading, let's hit harden normals. And right here in the viewport, right click and shade auto smooth. And now increase the angle all the way to 180. And now we can play with the amount here. So something like this should be enough, so you get rid of the weird glitch here in the middle. But now if you tab into the edit mode, you can see this is still just one plane, and we can just cut it, slice it, whatever we want. So let's press Ctrl R and create the first loop cut and move it up here like this. Now press Ctrl R and create another one down there. And now we can go for face select and separate these into a separate object. So select this one, press P and enter to separate, and you will see how this will create this nice panel gap. And now let's do the same down here. So select the face, press P and enter. And now for this one, we can press I to inset, create an inset like this, and just press P again to separate this. Now we can tab out, and let's give this some more details. So for example, select the bottom panel, tab into the edit mode, select the face, press I to inset, and again P to separate, and you will see you now have these nice panels. Because when we are separating from the object, it keeps all of the modifiers. So this way we were able to create the nice structures like this. Now select this one right here, tab into the edit mode, press A to select all, and press G then X, and move it inside a little bit. This will be our glass. like this, and we can maybe make it a little bit larger so it touches the wall there, like this. And now let's step out and we'll duplicate this one. So Shift D to duplicate and right click to leave in place, but we'll remove all of the modifiers here. So we are again back to the plane with this cube 7. So tab into the edit mode and press Ctrl R again to slice it up. And let's do one slice vertical. And let's press Ctrl R and increase number of cuts with the mouse wheel here on the horizontal like this. Or maybe something like this. We're making this quite stylized, so we don't need this individual window so small. And now with these selected, just press P and again separate the selection. You will see a new object created here. And now Alt click this loop right here, press P and enter to separate that as well. Now we can tab out and let's select this plane right here that we had and press X and delete it. We don't need it anymore. And just select these two by holding Shift and press Ctrl J to join them. Right click and convert to curve. And now if you go to the curve settings, geometry section and increase the depth, you'll see we're able to create nice divisions like this. Right click and shade them smooth. So this is the base for the boot. Now we can transfer some of the modifiers here. So let's select the top here, which is still flat shaded. Hold Shift, select this one and just copy the bevel modifier like this. And now we can select right click and shade auto smooth. And we can make it a little bit larger. So tab into the edit mode, press A to select all and then S and Shift Z to scale on X and Y axis like this. So we create a little bit of an overhang. And now we can alt click this loop at the bottom, press F to fill it and tab out. And at the same time, let's select the bottom one, tab into the edit mode, press A to select all and scale it up with S. And we can disable at this point the proportional editing so it doesn't mess anything up, and press E to extrude. And when you're extruding from a planar geometry, it's always good habit to select all by pressing A and Shift N to recalculate normals. Now we can tab out, hold Shift, select this object, and again we'll transfer that bevel modifier right here and select this one and shade auto smooth. And now let's finish up with some details. So first of all, I will select these two on top, make sure one of them is highlighted with yellow. Let's look from the side by pressing 3 on a numpad, tap into the edit mode, enable X-ray view, and now let's go for vertex select all of these vertices and press G then Z and move them up because I want this part right here a little bit higher, something like that. And now let's select this one, so press 3 for face select this face, and press I to inset, and again we'll press P and separate this so we have a little panel inset right there. Now if you tab out, select this one, tab in, you can select it and hold Shift S and snap cursor to select it. Now tab out and let's press Shift A and we'll add a text object, and press R then X and 90 to rotate 90 degrees along X-axis, and now R, then Z and 90 again. And we can go to the text settings and switch this from left to center, and on the vertical, let's go middle. And now we can just scale this down to fit, like this. Now tab into the edit mode, let's delete this and let's write in telephone, like this, and let's make it even smaller. Now disable the X-ray view, and let's give this some geometry and extrude for the text object. Okay, works just fine. Now let's hold Shift S and snap cursor to world origin. This is really important. So we have it right here. And now we're gonna duplicate and rotate all of this around. So press 3 for a side view and select all of this right here. And now we'll switch the pivot point right here to 3D cursor. Now you will need to chain these commands, of course. So press Alt D, then R and Z. So we duplicate it and enable the rotation of the duplicated object around Z axis. So now we just enter 90 and confirm. And before you do anything else, let's hold Shift and press R twice. So we repeated the whole operation and basically just duplicated this around. Now there's some overlaps and we'll solve these by pushing some of these objects outside a little bit. And since we created link duplicates here, we can only do that on one side. So let's select this one, hold Shift, select this one here, tab into the remote, press A to select all, and we'll press Alt S. And by holding Shift, we can do smaller increments and just push it outside like this a little bit. Okay, I really like this. And now you will see this is inset a little bit, which is looking quite okay. Now tab out, and yeah, basically this is your telephone booth model. So we can just select all, hold shift, select the bottom base, press Ctrl P and parent to object and keep transformation. And now your booth is ready. So to make it look a little bit nicer, let's do some materials. So let's press Shift A first and add the background object, tab into the edit mode and press S to scale it up like this. And let's hit 0 to look from the camera. Select the camera by clicking on its frame and press G then Z and move this up like this. And of course we'll need to move this down because there's an overlap. So press G then Z and move this down a little bit until it touches there. And now let's go to render settings, and I will switch to cycles, GPU, and enable denoising. And here I will switch to optics and reduce to something like 512. Press Ctrl B to limit the render preview only to camera bounce. And now hold Z and switch to render preview. So this is quite dark, so let's add some lights. Press Shift A and we'll add light. And this time I will add sunlight, which will create this nice directional light. And I will just press R to rotate it to create this nice shadow from the side there. And then press R then Z to rotate it a little bit. So it goes a little bit like from the side here. Okay, and additionally I will go to the light settings and add some strength, something like 3 should be okay. And now let's select this, go to the materials, and for this material we can switch it to red color, and you will see all of these objects have the same material because they were all separated from the default cube. So this will be fine, and let's reduce the roughness so it's nice, stylized and glossy. And now for this one here in the middle, let's remove this, create a new one, and it'll be white. And for the text, let's create a new one, that'll be black. And here, these should be red as well. And now this should be a glass, so let's remove the material, create a new one, and just scroll down here, and in the transmission, add weight. And now with the roughness set like this, it will create this nice frosted glass effect, but I think it's too harsh, so something like 0.4 should be okay. And now select the background and we'll create some blue color for the background, something like this. And let's add some more lighting here. So let's press Shift A and we'll add area light, press G then Z and move it up. And let's set it quite strong, something like 1500. And let's give this some warmer tone. And we can press G then Shift Z to move it around, and let's move it just back like this and make it larger. So we have this nice soft light coming from above and from a little bit behind, like this, and they'll create this nice reflections and also nice contrast. Now here I want to increase the roughness on the background and maybe give this some more saturation. And let's duplicate this area light, so press Shift D and press Z to move this down. Let's make it smaller. So we create this nice backlight. You can switch this to disk if you want to have like more rounded fall off. And let's give this some color, maybe something like this. And finally, in the world settings, you can color the whole scene a little bit violet and add some more light. You can see how you fill those shadows there. And then in the render settings, color management, we can add some more contrast and play with the exposure. So you can, for example, have this too dark. You can always just add some more punch with the exposure. So yeah, that's your, really quick stylized telephone booth created from a default cube by just using simple modifiers and reusing the geometry over and over again and creating these, nice panel gaps and stuff like that. So I really hope you enjoyed this one, and again, if you did, please leave that like, and if you're new around here, hit that subscribe. Thank you all for watching and have a wonderful day.
Back.